The last one is Mike Peevyhouse. Mike Peevyhouse, as a freshman, he came in 1970, and he was standing in the door. He weighed 100 pounds, and he was standing in the door of the wrestling room. I remember it was in the gym. We wrestled in that little room. I thought I left my wife at home. So anyway, he's standing in the door, and I looked at him and I said, are you coming in or not? And he said, yeah, I'm coming in. He was going to go out for basketball. He had never seen a wrestling match. And he came in, and he joined the wrestling team. And so he started working out, and he went that first year, and that was a really tough team, especially the lightweights for him. And then his sophomore year, he was still in the lightweights, I think 103, but he broke his leg, one of the things that happened to him. But I could tell that this kid had what it took. He was a religious kid, and that didn't mean anything to me and at the time. But I could tell that he was a dedicated, hard-working kid. And then he told me toward the end of the year, he says, my dad is thinking about moving to Bakersfield. I'll be going to North High next year. And I said, Peevyhouse, you go to Bakersfield, and I will put Pete and Everett in your weight class. And he didn't like that too well, but they didn't move either. Over the next year, that kid developed, in wrestling, if you have a good move, nobody can stop it, even if they know it's coming. And he developed a takedown that nobody could stop. I'm telling you, nobody. And I'll explain that because when he's wrestling, now he's made the varsity and he's a junior, and he is winning everything. And so he gets into the Valley Finals. And I have to tell this story as much as it hurts me personally. In the Valley Finals, he's wrestling a kid from my alma mater, East High, who was one tough kid. And Peevyhouse takes him down with his move. But the kid, tough, he gets away. Peevyhouse takes him down again. The guy reverses him. It ends up being a high-scoring match. And but this guy is Peevyhouse. I mean, you just have to know. I mean, one day we got out, started at Delano High School, and we ran to Formosa. I don't know who came up with that idea, but we didn't do it again after that. But by the time we got to Formosa, it was a dead run. Everybody's racing. That's how the team was, but Peevyhouse was one of the leaders. He was just, when you walked out on the mat with him, you better be ready to go 6 minutes. And this guy was dead tired. 20 seconds left. The guy gets a reversal, and Peevyhouse gets away from him. And so I'm thinking he's behind by 1 point. I look over at the score table, and it's tied. So, and this guy calls timeout. He is dead. And so I run over to the score table, and I said, what is the score? He said, it's tied. I said, are you sure? Yes. So I came back and I told Mike, this guy is slick, and he knows you've got this high inside single, so hang weight on him, get him tired. There's only 20 seconds left in the match. Take him into overtime, you'll kill him. And Mike said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, we're looking right at the score. They have the score. So they started the clock. And so Mike hangs weight on him. The guy is just practically falling down. And I see something out of the corner of my eye, and I look over there, and they flip the card. Mike was behind by 1 point. So with 5 seconds left, I yell at Mike, take him down, you gotta take him down. So Mike shoots on the guy, runs off the mat, and that was it. He lost the Valley Championship because of me. And remember, I told you that he was a religious kid? I mean, it impressed me. He never said a word to me. Not angry or anything, never said a word to me. He went on, placed in the state tournament. I mean, he was the first one to place in the state tournament for Delano. But that's the kind of kid he was. He won the Bakersfield College tournament, just walked through it. When Bakersfield College the tournament was only won by 3 schools from its inception: East, South, and Bakersfield High School. Well, his Delano team went down there, and it was East, South, Bakersfield, and Delano, because they tore that tournament up. And he, in the finals, one of the kids that won it for us, in the finals wrestled a kid by the name of Mark Buford. I don't know how you remember these names, but anyway, he wrestled this kid, and Mike just hit him with that takedown, tore him up, and won the tournament for us. And so that was a highlight for him, because the Bakersfield tournament was a really, really tough tournament. You know, the Delano had won Cal Poly, they had won Morro Bay, they had won just about everything there was to win. And there was so much camaraderie among these kids. And I have to tell you, we went to North High, and we walked in the gym. We had a real winning streak going. I think it was the 4th year, winning streak going. And so everybody wanted to beat us. And when we walked into the gym, there was, like, on the side walls, just like this sign up here, chop up the chili beaners from Delano. And there were some Mexican kids and Filipino kids that were not happy. But I thought to myself, you know, I don't have to say anything. Well, they went over, our kids, and ripped those signs off the wall. And the guys from North High did nothing. And it got real quiet. Came back, and when they wrestled this team, at the end of the night, it was 43-0. I mean, these kids stuck together like you can't believe. They really felt a camaraderie with each other and helping each other, working out with each other. You know, you could have had Bozo the Clown as a coach, and they would have been the best there is. But I want to tell you that you, in putting together this community, things like this, have done so much for kids that I can't say enough for you. And I don't know. Well, let me have Mike come up. Mike, wait! I gotta introduce his wife, Eileen. He is married to Eileen for 43 years. They live in Burbank, have 3 kids, Joshua, Krista, and Jeremiah. Here he is. Eileen is a teacher at a middle school. Mike ministered through like an Athletes in Action for 12 years and working with kids with wrestling, Campus Crusade. 19 years taught at a private Christian school. Received his master's degree in 1980 from Fuller Theological Institute, and received his doctorate's degree in 2018. So, although he is very, very successful, he started right up there, you know, at the mouth of that river, and he was ready, and he's been back in that river ever since, pulling other people up. And I really am proud of what he's done. I mean, he has done so much for other people. And so I just want his wife to know that you married one of Delano's finest, and he's a result of the kind of people that are here tonight.
Thank you, Coach Moreland. My wife, Eileen, thank you for being here, making the trip with me. I'm really thankful that I had the parents that I had, and that their hard work, very hard work ethic, was taught to me in our family. I think Coach Moreland, he brought that to my attention. You come from a family that works hard and admires that, and he really encouraged me to work hard. And I'm very thankful for that, to have him as a coach. who, no matter where we were at, in tournaments or in play, in league, was to give it all and find a way to be able to do your best and finding out what that best is. And I'm very thankful for that, that God gave me the opportunity to be able to be in relationship with you, and you being my coach. And I want to say also with the others who are inducted, it's very humbling to be in your presence. Pete was Pete Nebre, very much enjoyed as a freshman that Coach Moreland matched us up with each other. And I had never wrestled before in my life, and Pete had a wonderful time teaching me wrestling. I can't remember a time that day that went by he wasn't laughing at me, but not in a cruel way. It was in a fun way where he was just bringing me on, and I really am thankful for that, and as well as, like I said, for the others that I was able to be in school with, and to be able to watch them compete and knowing they worked very hard at what they were doing. So thank you very much.
I have to say this, Delano sent the 1972 varsity team to Europe for the Olympic Games in 1972. And no community does that, but this community did. Mike was on that team. And not only did we get to see the Olympic Games, but we also got to wrestle Denmark's Olympic team. Mike shot that takedown that I was telling you about on their Olympian and pinned him in about 35 seconds. And at the end of that match, when he came off the mat, he said, "I came all the way here for 35 seconds?" And I really believe that some of the people that you sent to Europe, to the Olympic Games, had never been out of California before. And so I want to thank you for that. And when we came back, next year, the Japanese Olympic team that they saw wrestle was doing a tour through the United States, and through Ray Frederick, we contacted them to see if they would wrestle at Delano High School. And they agreed. And so they wrestled Cal Poly one night, and then it came to Delano and wrestled here. And we had kind of the best in the valley that came to wrestle, but we had Mike wrestling one of the two Olympic champions. What was his name? I just can't. Anyway, Nagata. And he was an Olympic champion, and this guy was a true Olympic champion. Anyway, Mike wrestled him. And when he went out on the mat, when Nagata went out on the mat, everybody knew who he was. And that whistle blew, and Mike took him down so fast, you know? And so when Mike took him down, as a coach, I just stood up and said, "Yeah, it's Delano." Now, Mike didn't win the match, but he took down that Olympic champion. And so our kids could compete anywhere in the world. Delano kids have a different mindset than what you would have in a city school. This is just so great. And I just never will forget, you know, the things that he did when he was wrestling, and the type of atmosphere that he created in being a spiritual person, even for those of us who weren't. And I really appreciate it. At this point in my life, I still regret giving you bad advice. Get it?